Hi guys, I'm Kaya and I'm sweating like a pig. We are in the midst of the worst heat wave in Europe that we've ever seen, and I am shut in my bedroom because my kids are home from school for the summer and the dog was barking downstairs, and I need to get my shit together for the rest of 2026, and I had this whole thing scripted out and planned, and I'm just too hot to do all of that. And basically this is my attempt to keep accountable, to get back into routine after having a back injury, which I will talk about at some other point in time, and after moving to our new house, which is where I am currently shut in the bedroom. Here are my goals for the rest of 2026. So for the first goal, I should first explain that I am a freelance romance author, and I want to finish 2 books by the end of the year. I already have 30,000 words written for the Christmas romance that will fit into my already existing holiday series, and I want to finish that in July and August, which is totally doable if I consider how I used to write in the past. And I also want to write another book in the fall, and it cannot be the start of a new series. It has to be a book that's a sequel to one of my many open series that I have. The second goal is that I want to prepare and then execute a book signing event I'm going to in Florence, Italy in October, which will mean that in July I have to put the pre-order together, order all the books, do all the admin stuff, so I'm not scrambling in September when it's the busiest time of the year for us because of, return to school with the kids. And I also want to hit publish on the first 3 Italian translations of my most popular romance series, which will be very, very beneficial when I go to that signing in Italy. I also want to finish the translation of a middle grade novel that I accepted for work. I'm also a translator, but I haven't worked on translations much because I am a full-time author. But this is a translation by an author I love. I can't wait to dig into it, and my deadline isn't until February 2027, but I want to get it started and get it done so I can then rest and reread it so it's a better translation before I hand it in. And I also want to clear the backlog of admin tasks that I've been avoiding recently because of the move and everything. I just need a good few get your shit together days so I can, put my life back in order, book that dentist appointment, stuff like that. Then I have the home related goals. I have a garden at this new house and it's very abundant and I'm very grateful for that, but I don't want any of the food to go to waste, so I want to keep up with the garden and keep preserving the food so we can have some of it later. I want to research and order a new roof for the house because currently we have concrete roofing tiles or whatever, and they're not very good for collecting rainwater, so we have to change that. It's also more than 30 years old, so it would have to be changed sometime soon, and we'd rather do it now than wait for it to start leaking and then we'd have to rush it. I also want to research rainwater collection options and order like a big tank to go probably underground. I really want to have rainwater to water the garden and wash the car and stuff like that. I just feel like it would add a touch more resilience to our household than we currently have. My next goal is that I want to finish unpacking all of the moving boxes. So we are like 85% moved in. We have all the clothes in, the kitchen stuff, but there's stuff in the basement and also up in the attic that has been put aside and we just need to deal with it. It's like winter boots and stuff we haven't needed, but they need a place before we'll actually need them when the season comes for it. I also want us to work on hanging our framed pictures, art and photos. Plus there's a few pieces I need to get framed, and I just think the house will look much more like a home after we've hung our photos and such. I want to get rid of some of the furniture that was left over from the previous owners and also some of the stuff we replaced since moving, like our desks and chairs, and I just need to list them online and get it, either sell them or donate them. It's just a task that needs doing and we've been putting it off. I also want to like clean and organize the space under the stairs. It's kind of a mess right now, and there's this stuff like a linoleum that's covering the tiles, so it needs to be removed and cleaned. And then I also want to clean and organize the downstairs pantry, which is hopefully where I'll be putting some of the food that I preserve over the for the winter. And I'm sure we'll find other small projects to complete, but these are the ones that, you know, would move things forward by a lot. And I would feel like I've gotten rid of a lot of my mental to-do list once we do those. Last but definitely not least is that I want to take better care of my body. This means doing my back exercises and strengthening my body so my muscles are able to support my spine and all the other bones. I'm really tall. I'm almost 6 feet tall, which is 182 centimeters. And that means I need more muscle for my body to work properly. I will figure out how to do that, but in the meantime, I'll be doing the prescribed back exercises five times a week. I've already mostly been doing that apart from this massive heat wave, and whenever I'm on my period, I really want to get in a routine of doing that. And I also want to sleep more. We've been getting maybe 6 to 6.5 hours of sleep a night, and it's just not enough. It's showing. In case you can't tell, I'm sweating right now, but I'm also quite tired. The last health-related goal I have is to focus on my vegetable and fruit intake. It'll benefit me and also the rest of the family if I've got like vegetable dishes prepared. And lastly, I want to document my progress weekly on YouTube and do like monthly check-ins here with you, just so I can keep myself accountable and keep track of how things are going with the house and with the garden. And I think that in time, this will be a very interesting diary of how we moved into our new home and my gardening journey and my like health journey, and I want to document that and share it here. This will mean learning to edit my videos on the fly because I'm a complete beginner at this, as you can probably see. I'll be figuring out filming, editing, voiceovers, lighting, and everything that goes with it. I've put together this plan for July in order to have a monthly plan, so I'm not planning for 6 months in a chunk, but just breaking things down into more manageable goals. And I'll then be able to evaluate week by week and month by month how I am doing with those goals and what progress I'm making, which I think is good goal setting. So here are my goals for July. I will take 3 30-minute work sprints every day, which, if you think about it, isn't a lot, but those are focused writing sprints. And in that time, I can usually get around 2,000 to 2,500 words, which is great progress for one day. If I can, I will add 1 to 2 work sprints in order to work on my admin and on my translation, but the novel will take precedence until it's finished. I will also try to do 1 small gardening or home improvement task every day. That can mean weeding in the garden or cleaning in the house or preserving the food that's coming out of the garden, something that will make our lives better. And I want to keep the momentum going, and small things will compound over time. I will also start researching roof renovation options and gather some offers from contractors. This is definitely a huge job, and we might not book or execute everything in July, but my goal is to start educating myself about it, see what we like, and go from there. I also want to have our second vacation of the summer booked and planned by the end of July, even if we actually go in August. And I want to list the furniture that we have left over from the move online to either sell or donate. And I want to clear out the space under the stairs because it bothers me every time I go down there. And it's also a prerequisite for cleaning the pantry later in the year. So these are all my work and like house and home related goals. And then it's on to the health related goals, which are, I want to be in bed with lights out before midnight every night. And I actually think that this will be one of the hardest goals to achieve. Both because it's not just dependent on me, because my husband and I always go to bed together. It's just something we've done for as long as we've been together, which is 19 years. Especially on days like this when it's super hot and it only gets cool in the evenings, it's just so nice to, you know, spend some time reading in bed and just relaxing after a long day of working and being with the kids. So we are definitely night owls, but we need more sleep. So I am making this rule and my husband is on board with it, but we'll both have to work really hard on this one. I want to do 5 30-minute back and arm workouts a week, with the possibility to switch into like light stretches or yoga or more meditation-like workouts or sessions when I'm on my period, or when I'm hurting in any other way, or when it's 35 degrees Celsius out there and I'm sweating and gross. The idea is to build a good habit and just get on the mat, not like working out when I'm unwell. I will also focus on upping my vegetable and fruit intake. I've already started doing that with all the things that are coming out of the garden, but I'm definitely focusing on this in July. And lastly, I want to put out an additional 4 YouTube videos for every week of the month, on top of this one that I'm filming right now. This will be a stretch, I already know that, but this is the only way to do it. I'm jumping into the deep end and just doing what needs to be done because I need the accountability and I want to record this progress. I know this sounds like a lot, but if you think about it, a lot of those tasks are like short things that can be done in like an afternoon or something, and I've just been avoiding them for a really long time. I mostly just want to get back into the flow of things, into habits. I'm really craving a steady routine, both with work and with our lives. And in the summertime, our lives are already like disjointed. I know we'll be taking a lot of time off to spend with the kids while they're on their summer break. They will be on summer break until the very end of August. They start school on September 1st, if it's not the weekend. I know we'll be taking day trips with them. We'll go and travel probably in August. And I'm really looking forward to all that. But in between those times, I really need work routine and I need like a household routine. We need to establish some new like rules around the place because we've never had a house before. This is my goal for July. And I just want to make the rest of 2026 not productive necessarily, but successful in our own way, so we don't feel like we're just, you know, reacting to whatever is happening in our lives. So we have plans, we have routines, we have like built up resilience to whatever life throws at us. If you're still here, friend, thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on. And please comment a ladybug emoji so I know that you've made it until this point in the video, and I will comment back. This is a brand new journey for me and I don't know what will come of it, but I'm really glad I'm starting it. I've been thinking about this for a very long time. YouTube is my absolute favorite social channel. Is it a social channel? I don't know. Anyway, I love watching YouTube videos and other creators, and I am very excited to become one as well. I don't want to just backslide into bad habits. I want to build a better life for myself and my family, my kids. So if you want to see updates from me on this journey, please consider subscribing. I will see you very soon. Thank you for listening. Bye.